The LA riots. Many people have asked me, they say, Lance, why have you been so quiet about that? Well, listen, I'm not retired from what I do. I might be semi-retired. There's a lot of things that I'm doing, but I'm watching the news and different perspectives and different opinions on what's going on in America since I'm not there anymore. It doesn't mean I don't know what's up. Okay, this is a very touchy topic because a lot of Latinos are close friends of mine. But that's not going to stop me from speaking the truth because this is a multifaceted topic, okay? Now, there are many people who are saying that black people are not supporting the Mexicans, Latino people, who are there protesting against ICE. All I say, is that a protest or is it property damage and assaults going on? Remember, I'm going to cover this from every single angle. So you have folks throwing bricks at police cars, hurling all types of profanity at the police who are there to only do their job. In the so-called Latino, and I say so-called because that word did not go back in history as far back as so many decades. Many of us have identity issues, and that goes on in the black community also. But they're split on it because many hardworking, law-abiding, and we'll use the word Latinos for the sake of this particular video, they don't condone that type of behavior. And no matter where I slice it, somebody's going to get cut. So I'm going to slice it up, and you'll understand I'm not saying this out of malice or anything. And I'm not afraid to say it, so let's go. How is it that you have some Latinos that have come here into the country with no problem under the Biden administration with Kamala Harris, that Indian woman who was vice president, and they let them right on in? Come on in. Hey, we'll even give you food stamps, lodging, homes, money. Come on in. It's almost like Sammy Davis Jr.'s old song, The Candy Man. The Candy Man, hey, the Candy Man. All right, everybody, gather around. The Candy Man is here. What kind of candy you want? You want food stamps? You want a free place to live? Even if you're let out of jail, you come to the right place because I'm the Candy Man. Ooh. Who lets you right on in. Mixes up all your dreams. Don't matter if you're coming out of prison for murdering somebody. The Candy Man. Yeah, that's what Joe Biden was and Kamala Harris. And she's in the campaign talking about, well, I'm going to tighten up these borders. But the damage is done. To get off topic, even though I just started, the rumor is that has been well investigated by several people on TikTok, and they brought certain facts, how Donald Trump has made a commitment with this AI company for AI surveillance. At the same time, there's supposed to be at least 1,000 jihadists, terrorists from other countries that are here just chilling and waiting for the word to be given to release bioweapons, supposedly on July 4th. It's not always true. That's what I heard. I'm not saying it's fact, but that's what I heard, okay? Along with other things that are supposed to be released, like the reason why we had to wear the mask a couple years ago. But this is the real deal. There's so much going on. What's the distraction and what's the reality? So now you have all of these people here who just walk right on through and being neutral, Donald Trump is like, yo, we ain't going for it. But what if one of those immigrants who have committed, an illegal immigrant who have committed a crime and got locked up and released out of a prison, comes here and killed one of your family members? How would you feel? That they came here undocumented. You got to be fair across the line. There are millions of people of Latino and other heritage that have come here and done it the right way, right? So now you have these guys who are protesting, but they're amping it up. And would you want your sister or your mother or your daughter walking down one of them streets where those bricks are flying? That's wrong, no matter who it is. And as far as black people not getting involved, I will say what nobody wants to say. Some Latinos, some, I don't know the percentage, but some can be shapeshifters. Go down to Miami in South Florida. Let a black man try to get a job down there. Work on these jobs where you have a lot of Latinos, many who are black, many who are African, but they don't identify with the black Americans. So they don't have your back. They'll go on speaking Spanish around you on these jobs, around you anywhere, and you out of the loop. And you have some African Latinos, Afro-Latinos, who will tell you, I'm Spanish. I'm not black. Really? You're a language? You're a language? And don't you know your history that those slave ships went all down through South America, up in the Caribbean, and into America? But you don't want to be identified with that. You want to be identified as Latino. And yes, you speak the language, you have the culture. I understand that, right? But don't forget who you are. And many, you don't want to be that. You want to play the other card until they use you, like what they're saying now. The same ones who are pro-protest, being violent, they're the ones who are saying, well, blacks were looting. Maybe it was one of your Afro-Latinos that were looting and you want to throw them under the bus and you mad because en masse, we don't get involved with that. And again, I grew up in New York City with many Latino, some Mexican probably, but Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, some from Mexico, yeah, and other Spanish-speaking places all over the world. And many are sincere and were sincere. I was born in Washington Heights, right above Harlem, New York, which is all the same area. Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, lived on 152nd Street between Amsterdam and St. Nick, right on the corner where Convent Avenue started. 454 West 152nd Street, apartment 54, until I was 5 years old, but I never forget that. And my father knew all types of Latinos up and down Broadway, where his shop was for his business. And long after we moved into Queens, we still kept in contact because he kept a shop there. So me growing up, I would hang out in Manhattan too. So I saw how it was. There was no difference between the black people and the Latino people at that time. But I had to learn that there are some Latinos, just like you have some black people, who are waiting to get their honorary white card, the honorary white privilege card. Now, it's harder when you have darker skin to get that card on these jobs and in society. But many, when they get that card, one of the prerequisites of getting that white privilege, white supremacy card is that you have to break away from those who look like me, break away from those who are black. You want this card? You want the privileges that come with it? You better break away from everything black. So some who are in, I'll say, the hoods, which it wasn't a hood that I grew up in, right? Some who are down with you across the board. And again, this is not to say all Latinos, because I have some good friends who give me the shirt off their back and I'll do the same for them. But to break it down more, like I like to break things down more in surgical precision. Those who strive for the white privilege card must throw you, black man or black woman, under the bus where when they were in the hoods with you and they were struggling with you coming up, you were all one. But once they get this card, because see, they feel that to get the American dream, you have to have that card and that privilege, and you can't go now and move into a almost white neighborhood and bring your black friends. No, you're violating, you're gonna lose your card. On these jobs, you have to be able to tell the bosses, the supervisors who are white, what's going on? What's going on with them darkies? You better be the snitch. If not, you don't have the white privilege card anymore. And again, there are some who that doesn't matter. But I'm telling you the truth, and many Latinos know that. There are some of them who change and throw the black folks under the bus. They'll even throw some of themselves under the bus if you're too real and too realistic in how you see the world. And then on code, because it's always been spoken that, you know, them Puerto Ricans, they stick together. Them Dominicans, they stick together. Them Mexicans, they stick together. So even the good ones who know what's going on will not come against those who are doing wrong. Not all, but there are many like that. See? So now you have those who are here illegally, right? I mean, it's like a person that you let in your house for 2 weeks because they're doing bad. Oh, I just got thrown out of my apartment. My aunt's gonna let me stay by her another 2 weeks, but she's out of town. Can I stay by you? And you let them in. And then they get comfortable. Then they're watching the TV that you pay for, the cable TV. They're using your computer. They're eating down your food. It's 3.5 weeks now. It's supposed to be out a week and a half ago. But you didn't say anything being nice. 2 months go by and they're pushing the friendship, and you should have put your foot down, and now they're telling you there's not enough gas in the car. Because they're taking the keys at night and going around driving, and you wake up, where's my gas? They got too comfortable. Who made it comfortable for them? Who let them in by not calling them to task? I'm not defending Trump like I'm some total Trump supporter. All I'm saying, because he's made some moves, I'm like, yo, you're not representing New York City. But the bottom line is he's cleaning up somebody else's mess. And it goes back far. Black people, Democrats are not your friends. And a lot of Republicans. And this leads into other things about us. But they came here, they're waving the Mexican flag, they're saying that that's their land. So somebody's meeting them back with equal force, because you don't do that. You don't destroy property. You don't loot. You don't do those things. Look, cops, police, I know some good ones. I grew up with some good ones that are my age or in my age group that are retired now, and they would never do anything wrong against protocol. So things that have happened, I deal with it on an individual basis. Those cops want to go home to their family. They're sitting here, look, some of them now, if it was us out there doing that, so they've been extremely lucky. But they keep pushing it and things happen, you ask for it. What are you doing? What do you think to get out of this? You're not going to win. Then you want somebody to join in and fight with you. There's other things I want to talk about that. Let me add this in. I was going to do a separate video, but let me add this in. With black people, who defends us? Who defends us when stuff goes down? You may have a sprinkling of others, a sprinkling. But you expect us to defend you and stand up for you, and we can't be accepted unless we make a hybrid revolution. When we do our stuff and talk about our pain and the things that happen to us, we got to also bring in other people's stuff. We don't get hashtagged, but we better hashtag other people's stuff. When something happens with us and we put a child's name that's been gunned down, or somebody who's been in a chokehold and killed, whether the cops kill us or whatever have you, We hashtag that, but we also got to put LGBTQ, Latino protesters. We got to put Jewish stuff. We got to marble our movement and compromise our stuff, but it won't be accepted unless we do that. But the other people, the LGBTQ people, are they coming to our aid when we get shot down and discriminated against? But in the early days, they'll welcome us now. Welcome us on in. There's a little black spot on the sun today. You see that black lesbian and that black homosexual man, the gay man, they up there just surrounded by white people because they identify as being gay, LGBTQ. And I feel so great because I can remove myself finally from being black and I'm looked at as gay. But when your black ass is in your neighborhood being assaulted by police, them same white gay folks, they're not coming by to help you. See, we got the identity problem. But we're so quick to want to help other people and hashtag other people's causes. Why can't we stand alone? What is wrong with us that we got to always include everybody else? We don't wish no bad on nobody. We don't hate anybody. But why can't we have our thing and stand by that? Because we got to join on with everybody else. We get acknowledged at these ceremonies, and you know, we talk about our struggle, but we always got to add in somebody else's. Because if we don't, we're racist. We are bad. How are we racist when we don't have the power to affect your lives like you as an oppressor have to affect our lives? How are we racist? After all the lynchings and killings and things done to us, and we're overqualified for a job, but somebody below us gets it and they become our supervisor, and all the things that have gone on. And these folks come in after us, these different groups, after we're the ones who suffered the most. 1948 in Palestine and this new place they call the Middle East, which is actually Africa. The middle of what? Middle East? No, that's Africa. What they've done in Egypt and removed us as black people who have built the pyramids and had societies long before it was racially so-called cleansed. And if you bring up that it's black originally and we did all of that, they don't like it. And they also want to say that we didn't build the pyramids, that the UFO came down. We can't be that brilliant. We're being erased out of history and we're allowing it and we're helping. And we're our own worst enemies. And we don't see this. We're ignored until we're used like a piece of toilet paper to wipe our backsides. And when they're done with us, whew, at least some of y'all, when y'all, and then you throw it. They just do it and pop. But we're always on the front line of all of their wars. And everybody else who hasn't had to endure for hundreds of years in the West. But we've endured. And it's been transferred generation after generation. And people say, well, it's over with. What? So if I beat you down in the parking lot when you come out of work and you call in the next day because you're in the hospital and you can't, well, that was yesterday. Today's a new day. No, we still need healing as a people because we've been done worse than anyone else. Because others know how great we are. But we don't. We've been tricked and fooled. And so we perpetuate the agenda for us that they want. And they're happy. And we're trying to look for acceptance. We're trying to look to be embraced. And they will never do it until they need us to fight on the front lines of their wars, unless they wanted a little kinky sex and wanted to find one of us to get off on our flesh and our melanin and our sexual power. Because you can't get it nowhere else like what we got. And you know that. And some of y'all hate the fact that we have so much powerful relation between each other. Your little stuff is dribbling out. You can't enjoy it. That's why you want to slip around the corner. In the daytime, you hate us. In the daytime, some of these bosses on the job or people who are hiring in human resources, they hate you, black man. No, we don't have any positions for you. You shouldn't be begging them anyway. You should have your own. But guess what? Nighttime comes. That same Caucasian man that's trying to hit on you to come and do his wife. What kind of mess is that? You act like you hate black women, but you fetishize them and you fantasize about them. I remember when they made fun of Serena Williams many, many years ago. I did a video on that, but it's gone. They took it down. Long time ago, the old channel is all gone. Y'all know how I talk. They're making fun of her in the chat room of CNN after they did a video on her. Oh, she's so grotesque. She's so ugly. She looks like a man. She looks this way. But I bet you, half of them Caucasians, if they found her in their bed, bent over, pulling a thong to the side, they'd have a heart attack. They'd say, oh my God, that's such a beautiful sight. And that's what you're mad at. Yeah, you can't face yourself. So hypocritical. And you want all the other races to be the same way toward us. You'll honor the other races of people to the degree that they reject us. But yet and still, we can't unify. We have all these reasons to hate on each other. And I don't get down with any black person who's that way. If you do it to me, we're done. One time, done. Hey, no, that was years ago. No, you know what you're doing. You're a grown-ass man, a grown-ass woman. Be gone. I need to travel light. I don't need people around me who are like that. And if I see you doing it to one of my own, you can do it to me, right? An enemy of my friend is an enemy of mine, hands down. If you F with somebody I love in my tribe, it's done with me. Don't come to me. Don't come to me with nothing. I want to hear nothing. You're my enemy too. We have to have these boundaries. We want to break down walls and embrace and love, and we're the only ones getting stepped on. So we have to know our place. We can't talk about international events. We can't have feelings, oh, little Negro, stay in the corner until I need you to entertain me, to dance for me, to sing for me, to bend over, no matter what sex you are, so I can get up behind you, because you know they freaks anyway. All of Hollywood, and they control your mind for the things that you absorb and watch. Entertainment. All this stuff they release, but they're not going to release everything. This is why they're mad at a platform like TikTok that they can't control, because they don't have no hands in there to shadow ban you. I didn't like TikTok at first. I couldn't understand it. I'm old school. I've been in this game at this point for 24 years. Before Facebook and before YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. I've been out for years. So they can take down a platform and shadow ban you. But folks know the energy you put out never dies. It's still out there. Man, Lance, I remember. Just keep doing what you do, but tell the truth. And the truth is, when the so-called, and I say so-called because they're black too, but the Haitian people, oh, they didn't let them come here. Some were trying to get here legally, and some tried illegally. Every race has tried. But anything black, no. But you can't stand up for yourself. But somebody else, you're supposed to, right? If you do it right. Now, in defense of the righteous Mexicans and Latinos who've done everything right, in a sense, how do you divide it? This is another way of thinking. White man came over here and terrorized everybody, right? Stole the land, got the black folks to build it, and there were Native Americans here from the east all the way to the west, but they didn't want to teach you that in school. They want to minimize it. Oh, they sold Manhattan for what, $24? I don't know. Manhattan's a tiny place compared to the whole country. They minimized it. They just about erased most Native Americans in America compared to them in the whole country. But the white man came to civilize and bring. They were already all right. They were living in America in parts where it's warm, where it's cold. They were doing all right. They were working along with nature. They may have had little disputes between, but it wasn't nothing major like what you bring. As the worst entity on the planet that everywhere you go historically, you destroyed it and raped and robbed the people who were there and wiped some out. The Aboriginal people in Australia, where are they? Who are you to come in and say that they're less than human? Who are you to come in and say that we're 3/4 of a man? But we're more man than you could ever be, right? Because you have no spiritual connection. For you to do the things that you do, but we're Christians, so we don't, the 10 Commandments. And you're not believing in any one of them. So now we have all of this going on, all these different categories, and you think you can manipulate it, but at the same time you want to sink in ship because your birth rates are going down. So you want everybody at war with each other. But when you go into Texas, and then you have Mexico, right? At what point when you came here first, at what point do you draw a line to say, this is Native American and this is Mexico? So the Native Americans are connected to Mexico. So you can say that they are, in essence, Native Americans. But you want to divide things up, just like you did Africa, which is not its original name. But you divide it up. Now we have different languages. We can't have one united Africa until we detox from the bull crap that you put on us. And the more you sink, the more categories you want to put out there to split us up, to keep us powerless, to make people see themselves a certain way. Oh, I'm LGBTQ, but you black as charcoal. They don't want the black to get together and the darker peoples of the world to get together because now it's a different playing field. But most of us are waking up. And you thought those games would stick, but we still have the coons among us who will work against you, black man or woman. But we need to have our own. We need to have our own identity without including somebody else. It's against the law now to be black and identify as an African, which we're all over the planet. So you have some of us grabbing on the FBA, grabbing on the ADOS. What if all those groups got together and say, hey, we're the original people, the originals, and we are. And others came after us and from us. Some of us, I don't believe some of us came from us. They're too demonic. They came from a different dimension, different planet, or whatever. They're a planetary virus. And they show that every day with the wars and the different things of disruption and raping and robbing resources and, trying to act like this is their right. How arrogant. Throw that person on your couch out. They don't belong there. Reclaim like Abraham Traore is doing. And look what they did here in Ghana and turn the economy around within 2 or 3 weeks. The Ghanaian CD the power of it shot up against the American dollar, the US dollar. Immediately, the exchange rate is so drastically different and flipped the economy around. And there's more to come. They're waking up. But these are divide and conquer tactics. But again, back to Latinos, you have some who, they don't want to be bothered with you as a black man or woman. Again, this is not all, because like I said, I'm very close to many. And I will have a brother come onto the show soon. He has something to share about his health. And he knows I love him dearly, and I love him dearly too. So don't throw that on me that I'm going against, but I have to be truthful, just like I talk about my own black people. How they can be cutthroat and jealous and envious and do things to try to smear. I done been through all of it. I can write a book on it. And some of those who've attempted it, they still watch my videos and they know I'm talking about them. Be gone. I'm still here. You can't crush me. I'm built for this. I may cruise a little bit here and there, but I'm still here. And we're coming back better than ever. Because I know what my mission is. At this age, after all these years of doing this, I've been doing this before some of y'all were born. And I've been living this long before some of y'all were born. I was hip to the game from single-digit ages. And that's my backbone, right? But that's the way it is. You have some Latinos who are going to throw you under the bus that don't really bother with you. But then again, you're supposed to turn around and fight their cause. But do they fight for you? So this is why a lot of black folks are sitting it out. And some will write and speak on, well, they were there for you here, and this is not about just one category. We're supposed to start now? So you can throw us under the bus again? When you get that honorary white card, a white privilege card, you don't know us. You want to live in the neighborhoods with the white folks, and you have that privilege. You look down on us. You accuse us of stealing first when some of y'all are stealing. Just like you're accusing some black folks of looting. You can't get them on your side, so then you're going to say they're looting, and the press and the media is going to run with it. They're going to run with it. We ain't got nothing to do with it, and we're getting blamed for something. Ain't that something? I remember when I was doing bodybuilding, I told this story before, and I was getting ready for a competition, and in New York City, you can get a little more paler, I'm down in Africa now, so I have a little more color, and even not now, I've been inside a lot. Even though I'm getting sun, it's not where I want it to be yet. But there, in the wintertime, to look good under the lights, you have to have a good tan, right? Black folks can tan. And then you have the cream you put over too, but I used to use both. And I was getting about 20 sessions in the tanning bed, and this was about 3 weeks before the show, right? So after the workout, I go to this one gym, it was in Chelsea, in New York, and I would tan up. And one night, after I went home, because it was I was working, training at one gym, and I went to this other gym that had that special. Then I would come home, fall asleep, get up, repeat the process. I got a call. Not that night, but early the next morning. They wanted to speak to me next time I come in. I said, what it's about? No, we'll talk to you when you come in. They accused me of stealing something out of somebody's bag that was in the same tanning booth area, tanning bed area, a little private thing between it, because you take off all your clothes and you lay up under this thing for like 30 minutes or whatever. I got up and took something out their bag. And they had cameras in the place. This was way back, but there was a high-tech place. And they had cameras in there, and they saw that I got up. I didn't go in anybody else's cubicle, and I walked right out. They couldn't shine on us in the bed, the tanning bed, because we're naked. But when we got out, it was going across. I did not even look in there, but they had to call me before they even looked in the cameras. Why me? And it was one of the guys who was sitting there next to the person calling me who went in there and took the stuff out of the person's bag. We're always the first to get called out on something. Blame the NIGGER. And lots of times we're the one who are more righteous than anything else, but that's the stigma that they put on us. See, we're so available to them to be used for whatever way they want to frame us in. And again, there's so many of us who are shapeshifters who will aid in your demise, whether it's a job or your reputation. So this is why I've been taking a fast on a lot of things and a lot of people. And I'm not going to get back with them. And if I sniff that in you, done. I move real lean these days. I do not have an entourage around me. And in actuality, I never wanted one, right? Because I've always stood alone. But if you come and roll with me, fine. But if you got that stuff to want to get close to you and start that whispering spirit and monitoring spirit and all that stuff, I'll fool you. Gone. Because as an artist, when I sit down and draw a picture and I'm playing music on YouTube and I'm in my own world, I don't have a worry in the world. When I used to be in single-digit ages or a young teenager and drawing pictures for school or making a beautiful book report cover that I didn't have to do, and I'm playing my music, my actual wax, my 45 RPMs and 33 1/3 music from back in the 70s, I was in my own world. I didn't have to have a bunch of people around me. When I did go out and hang out with my friends, yeah, I'll be the life of the party. But you can't isolate me, so I isolate myself, right? Folks wondering, well, what's wrong with him? No. I love being with me, and I love being me. And I have my handful of good, long friends, brothers and sisters from decades back. Decades back. Because some of you turncoats, I knew y'all after the year 2000. You never know my mother, my father. You can't go back on the old block and talk some good memories. I'm just texting voicemail of a friend of mine, which is like a brother, and his family is like my family. And we talking about stuff that we did from 77, 78. Oh, remember when we was at that store and whatever? So no, you can't touch that. This is why it's good to have your own. And as black people, we need to have our own. Stop hashtagging other people. Stop including other people. Stand alone. But too many of us are scared to do that. You got more black men and black women, and the black men coming out the closet proud of having a penis in their mouth every night, or some black women proud to butch up and act like a man or whatever. Even though they're femmes too, you'll come out and say that proud. They'll allow you to do that because that's no threat to them. But if black people who were in, let's just say theoretically, black people who are in LGBTQ said, listen, I may do this, I may live this, but I'm black first. So if you want to accept me, white LGBTQ people, you address me as a black man or a black woman first. How about that? Because really they want to push it on us more, and I'm rambling right now, for population control. Because if you have a bunch of men who like men and a bunch of women who like women, ain't no sperm hitting no egg. Sperm hitting doo-doo. It ain't hitting no egg. I'm sorry to say it that way, but that's what it is. It's no threat to these others who don't like you anyway. So what if those LGBTQ people who are affluent, who are black, or they call it same gender loving, let's just go there, because we're going to go there these next few days. What if they said, we don't like the opposite sex, but we have money and they have money, and we're going to do a test tube thing. We're going to bring forth more black people, but we gay or lesbian. How would they feel now? Oh, they're still procreating. They won't like it when you're conscious on that level, right? Even if you're doing that stuff, but you say, you know what? I want to bring more of us into this world. And this homosexual man is going to get with this lesbian. They may not like each other in the bedroom, but they combine that sperm and egg and that money, the affluent ones that they've accumulated. We're going to have someone to leave it to. We're going to have someone to focus on, to raise them up in excellence. I bet you the white LGBTQ people won't like that. Divide and conquer. But we're always divided no matter what, and defenseless when people start calling us out on some foolishness. And for those people who say that's not their fight, why do you think they say that? And if we did get involved standing next to these damn looters and property damagers and people who throwing bricks at cops, who's going to get shot first? You never stood in for us, and I'm not denying the few who have. The few who have. Many of you who claim that we're not getting involved, well, you never called it out when they portray us in an immoral way in the media. You roll with it. Ha 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 ha. It's them. I do know some good ones who will stand up, but they're far and few between, and that's the bottom line. I'd like to know how you feel about what I've said. I said a lot, but again, to be official, I am one who feels that it's not my fight. It's time for us to sit out and start focusing on ourselves. Stop wanting to embrace everybody because you think that by embracing everybody's fight, that they're going to turn around and love you back. This ain't no 69. This is a 68, and I owe you one. And they owe us a whole lot, but don't even wait for it. Take your same powerful life force and turn it around on your inside and focus on you, the few. Because just like earlier, when I was speaking to my dear sister, Customato. Now, Customato was Mike Tyson's trainer, and that was a man, but I jokingly call her Customato because she's so influential in rewiring me in these last few years. So the Lancescurv you knew before, I'm a whole lot different. I can tell the same stories, but my rewiring is different. I've been in a workshop being worked on. That's why I haven't been doing as much and in a different way. Because I don't seek certain things out, never did. Right now, I want to go right to the point. At my particular age, I'm going to enjoy it and be me and do it the way I see. Whether I get 2 hits or 1,000 or none. I had no expectations when I started. I have no expectations now except to be me. Right? The raw me. No more politically correct. But I know how to say things without saying it, because they look at the band and knock you off. Oh, let's thumbs the video down. Go ahead. Can't catch me saying nothing bad. But we need to do our own stuff. And like it was brought to me earlier by Cuss, she was saying how, yeah, look at the movie The Nerds, which she didn't really watch the whole thing. But the concept was the nerds were made fun of. The nerds were shut out. They weren't the in crowd. But you know what they did? They made their own style and they became the in crowd. And so just like you see nerds now, they're nerdy. A lot of them work at Silicon Valley. They know all of this, they're making money. So now it's cool to be a nerd, right? Make it cool to be black without compromising yourself. And we need to get away from just the word black. I'm not embarrassed about it, but it's a color. Tie ourselves to some land, right? When you hear a Chinaman say he's Chinese, well, you think of China. And so on and so forth with other countries around the world. If you're Japanese, well, you think about Japan. You're from Japan. Well, then they want to say, well, I'm an American. Yes, you are. I was born and raised in America, lived there for 50-something years of my life. I've been there. September makes 5 years. I'm 62 now. September makes 5 years. I've been here. But I'm in Africa. And I'm a Ghanaian citizen legally, right? But I was always an African. Before I got the citizenship and paperwork, I shouldn't have to get that. By blood, through my Jamaican father, which 93% of all black Jamaicans have roots here. So I know. Don't be mad at that. I have an American mother, right? And there's a history behind her. I embrace myself, I love myself, and I was always taught to do that. I didn't have to try, well, I'm going to reject those people to subconsciously hope that I can get favor with the other and go against the others who have a history of going against us globally. You fool. Whichever way you want to fight, you want to aid the enemy? You think you're getting points from him? And the governmental agents that are paid to be on YouTube and other social media platforms, and they allow them, they can even boost their hits, and it must be popular. And hold down the hits of others, and you think, he ain't saying nothing. And they push this stuff out. They know that people are not watching TV anymore. They got this in their hand, the phone. This is what they're watching. So they have influencers out there, but they don't want the real, truthful influencers to do their own thing. They don't want that. So they make it harder for you. Now, if you're non-threatening and I'm sitting up here, well, I'm going to do the Lancescurv cooking show. And so, hey, they want that. They can put my image out there like that to influence other young boys to be beta males and eventually get into the whole rainbow, the stolen rainbow. There's so many things going on. Be careful what you let influence you, and tell it like it is from your own experience. And that's long before social media came on, I knew about all of this stuff. Meaning that how we deal with each other. How some Latinos get their white privilege card and turn their back on you. They don't even know you. You see them in the street, now they done made it, and they want to act like, I don't know this person. That's what happens. You have others who, they don't get down like that, but you have a lot of them passing for white. And they think their stuff don't stink. But before they made it, when they were back in the hood with you, they were all in, right? So now we're supposed to fight those battles for those people. Because there's some of them that don't even want to be around some of them. And there's some good ones that feel that, yes, we should obey the law, work hard, build our dreams. Not feel privileged to come in. You done had a criminal record, you done murdered somebody, raped somebody in your own country. They release you and let you out. Kamala Harris and Biden, who the other day, I think he got lost in the closet. How you get lost in the closet? Can't even come out the closet. Dang, that's bad. but we so influenced, we don't see reality for what it is. Think for yourself. But the bottom line is that we need our own way of seeing things to stand up. And it doesn't mean we're going to meet at some building somewhere. We're all over the world. When it comes to hashtags and standing up for certain things, we don't need a leader. But we need to be the leader of ourselves and stand up and spot those who are like us and collectively tell the truth. And speak our experiences. I don't change none of my experiences for nothing. I don't care. Look, I don't care if I don't. And what do you mean making it? Man, you're supposed to make it a long time. Make what? I made it. I'm still alive. I'm healthy. I'm approaching super senior years. I'm technically a senior, but I don't move like one. I'm enjoying this. All the time in the world to think and do what I do and be out of the noise and really come with it. It's like Paul Mooney, when, he's always been outspoken, God rest his soul. But when you get to a certain age, you don't care no more. You're going to say what it is that you say. Big up to Paul Mooney. We need more black Paul Mooneys, black African Paul Mooneys in the world today. Instead of compromising just to be popular. That's crazy. So no, that's not my fight. You don't have me going into a union and we 69 and then you ain't doing me and I'm doing you. And you all know what I mean. Sorry to get lewd. I mean, what's a 69? Listen, they'll learn. Anyway, thank you for listening to my ramble. I'm coming back with another one, maybe tonight. And like I said, we do this every day until I unveil the ultimate, because I'm in the studio right now. And no, that's not a fake background. These are real rocks, y'all. I can punch it, secured and soundproofed. That's how we get down. Like I said, I'm like a roach. You can stalk me, spray me, and leave my body over there. And when you get up in the morning to pick me, where did it go? I done pulled myself off somewhere to go heal up and come back at you. I ain't going nowhere. It's destiny. Much love to you all. Thank you for being here with me. Leave your comments and let me know, and I will address them. I will answer them. We'll talk, right? If anything disrespectful, I'm not getting down. But truthful, yes. All right? Take care. Oh, make sure to sign up with your email to join Lancescurvx.com. It goes right into your inbox. And this will too. Peace. Thank you.